station, Venus, an adventure with Rocky Starr. What lies beyond our Earth in the vast unknown of limitless space? Does life exist on the far-off planets? Who will be the first to conquer space, reach the planets, and learn their secrets? The dust swirls lazily on a gentle breeze at a secret rocket projectile testing ground in New Mexico. Balanced on its huge tail fins, a gigantic rocket points majestically to the heavens. A few hundred yards away, in the reinforced concrete observation post, two members of the Rocket Development Commission are talking. The smaller, dark, thick-set one is Canadian engineer Mitch Morgan. The other is tall, red-headed, adventurous Englishman Rocky Starr.
Say, how much longer do we have to twiddle our thumbs, Rocky?
They'll be here any second.
You said that 10 minutes ago. Who the heck are we waiting for, anyway?
Some VIPs, Mitch. Is everyone standing by?
Yeah, we've been all set for firing for a quarter of an hour. Very important people. Why, I bet they're a couple of old generals with big tummies and crutches.
Now, look here, Mitch.
Yeah, maybe I am touchy, but this hanging around makes me feel all itchy inside.
Well, storming around that way won't help matters.
Oh, it's all right for you, Rocky. Nothing upsets you. Well, I'm different, though. When I do something, I like to do it right away. Wait, this is the most important test Rocky, are you listening to me?
No, I wasn't.
Well, I like that. What's going on in that red head of yours?
Oh, nothing much.
I get it. You were thinking of space travel, weren't you?
Well, yes.
Don't you ever think of anything else?
You know, Mitch, it won't be long before someone takes off for the moon in a spaceship.
Oh, talk sense.
Well, I am.
Look, you've got a bug about it, Rocky. For a spaceship to escape the Earth's gravity and reach outer space, it'd have to accelerate to about 30,000 miles an hour. Now, who ever heard of flying at that speed?
Well, I wouldn't scoff if I were you.
But it's not possible.
Now, they said that to the Wright brothers before they made their first flight.
Ah, Rocky, that was different.
And nobody thought 40 years ago that a plane could possibly travel at 800 or 900 miles an hour, now did they?
Well, that's not 30,000 miles an hour, though. A human body couldn't stand that speed. Look, pal, you spend too much time dreaming about...
Here are the VIPs.
Yeah, well, not before time either.
This way. Sorry to have held you up, gentlemen. Our guests were delayed. Professor Gabar, Miss Vernon, may I present two of our rocket personnel? Our designer, Mr. Rocky Starr, and Chief Engineer, Mr. Morgan. Miss Vernon.
How do you do?
How do you do, Miss Vernon?
Miss Vernon?
And this is the eminent Professor Gabar.
It is a pleasure, gentlemen.
Glad to know you, sir.
That goes for me, too, Professor.
Well, are we all set to conduct the test?
Are we all...
Yes, Commander.
Fine. Carry on, then, please. As you and Professor Gabar are both aware, Miss Vernon, we hope that this rocket will penetrate the Earth's atmosphere and reach space. When it does, the recording machines aboard will send us back information that should be of great help to us.
Any chance about actually seeing the takeoff, Commander?
Yes. Come over to this observation slit. It's rather interesting watching the firing of a rocket. At first, it just seems to hover 2 or 3 feet from the ground. Then, zoom, and she's away.
Okay, Mitch?
Yeah, Rocky.
Some stand by for firing.
With the sounding of the siren, a tense atmosphere descends over the whole station. Men check their speed recorders, their radar, their high-speed cameras. Soon the giant rocket will zoom from the Earth and scream into space at 15,000 miles per hour. Reports flash to the control tower. Area cleared of aircraft and personnel. Observation posts standing by. All is in readiness as Rocky speaks into a microphone.
Count off for firing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
She didn't go. What the heck?
As you were, men. As you were. Stand by for firing.
I hate to interfere, Mr. Starr, but I'll swear that the firing cable is not connected.
Well, it must be, sir.
But sure it is. I plugged it into the rocket myself.
Mitch, the commander's right. It's lying on the ground. I can see through my glasses.
But it can't be, Rocky. You checked it after
It's
me.
no use arguing, Mitch. It's out. Let's go and fix it. Oh, just a moment. Now, hear this. Observation post. Stand easy. Come on, Mitch.
Of all the things, I just can't believe...
Sorry to have this little holdup.
Commander,
Yes, Miss Vernon?
there's no danger, is there?
Well, what do you mean?
That rocket couldn't explode prematurely, could it?
Why, I shouldn't think so for one moment.
Why should it, Anne?
I don't know, only nothing must happen to Rocky Starr.
He seems quite capable of taking care of himself.
He can certainly do that, Professor. Rocky is an extraordinary person. He's afraid of nothing, and he knows more about rockets than any other expert. Well, it'll take him a few minutes to walk out and check that firing cable. So I suggest we all relax and have a cigarette.
Say it again and again. It just couldn't happen.
I agree with you, Mitch. And yet the fact remains it did.
But, Rocky, that firing cable couldn't have fallen out unless...
Go on.
Nah, it's crazy.
You were going to say, unless someone pulled it out.
Yeah, but no one was near it.
No.
Then how the deuce did it get onto the ground?
That's this year's biggest mystery. Oh, let's forget it, Mitch.
You know, Rocky, something always goes wrong when we have VIPs here.
They're rather different than the ones you expected, aren't they?
Yeah. Say that Miss Vernon is awful pretty.
Yeah, she is. And she's rather clever, too. You know, she's the daughter of Professor Vernon. And like her father, is a brilliant physicist.
You don't say. Beauty and brains together.
Mitch, what do you think of Professor Kabar?
Well, I don't know. Queer-looking bird, isn't he?
Peculiar skin.
I'll say. It looked kind of dirty, or a smoky color. And his eyebrows, they nearly cover his eyes. Rocky, look, I might be stupid, but when I shook hands with him, a queer feeling shot through me. I started
Mitch,
to...
what's that on the rocket fence?
Huh?
It's something moving.
Well, it's a bird, isn't it?
That's no bird. But, Mitch, am I going mad? It's mechanical.
Say, what is it?
I'll swear it's a tiny robot. Look at it.
Rocky! Firing charge! Run for the slit trench! Run for it!
Quiet, Anne, quiet.
Now, hear this. Accident stations. Keep your radar on that rocket, Watson.
Commander, where's Mr. Starr?
It is quite obvious that he and Mr. Morgan cannot be alive.
I saw them start to run.
No human being could live in such a blast.
Commander, isn't there anything we can do?
Our rescue squad will handle that side of it, Miss
They
Vernon.
will be all right, won't they? Won't they?
Commander,
Go ahead, Watson.
rocket turning, altitude 20,000.
Repeat, Watson. Repeat.
Rocket turning, altitude 18,000.
What's its direction?
Commander, it's headed straight to the station. It's headed straight for us.
Now, hear this. All personnel take cover. Take cover.
Commander, Mr. Starr's out there. We can't leave him.
I'm afraid we'll have to, Miss
But we
Vernon.
can't. There'll be...
Now, hear this. Check personnel. Check personnel.
You all right, Miss Vernon? Professor?
Quite. Anne?
Yes, sir, I think so. My head's all wuzzy.
Good.
Now, hear this. Rescue stations. Rescue stations. Find Rocky Starr and Mitch Morgan and hurry.
There's no movement out there, Commander. No movement at all.
And I tell you, Miss Vernon, if Rocky hadn't pushed me into that slit trench, I would have been in hospital instead of him.
Or dead?
You don't imagine he's dead, do you, Professor?
Don't you?
Well, I'm not even considering it.
He must be badly hurt. The doctors have been with him since midday. It's almost dusk now.
But he can't be dead. He's the best guy in the world. You couldn't kill Rocky.
You like him awfully, don't you, Mitch?
He's my best pal. Things wouldn't be the same without Rocky.
Oh, Mitch, nothing must happen to him.
Why do you say that?
Well, I came to New Mexico especially to...
Okay, here's the commander.
Relax, all of you.
He's okay?
A few superficial burns, some bruises. Otherwise, he's fine.
That's wonderful, isn't it, Dad?
Yes, yes.
Well, can I see him?
Well, the doctor says go right ahead. They're keeping him under observation for a few hours in case any complications setting in. They would have let us in hours ago, only he kept on mumbling vaguely of a robot setting off the rocket. They thought he was delirious. Said the same thing to me just now.
A robot? He sounds as if he is still delirious.
Well, I'll see you all later, huh?
Mitch, would you mind if Professor Kabar and I go in with you?
No, come along.
Thanks. I realize how much you want to be with Rocky, but, well, so do we.
You do? Well, this is his room. Hello there, you old fraud. How are you?
Hello, Mitch. Hey, get me out of this place, will you?
They're throwing you out first thing in the morning.
Good.
I'm awfully glad you're not hurt, Mr. Starr.
Why, thank you, Miss Vernon. I'm sorry the rocket show was a failure.
There'll be others that'll give us the information we're after.
You two are fortunate to be alive.
You can say that again. If it hadn't been for Rocky spotting that robot thing, we'd have walked to our death.
Are you sure it was a robot?
I'm certain, Miss Vernon. It set off the firing mechanism.
Mr. Starr, you must be worse than your doctors are saying.
Well, I saw that thing too, remember?
You are both quite wrong. I was watching that rocket through glasses, and I saw nothing at all. It was merely a premature explosion. It happened before and will happen again.
It was not a premature explosion, Professor.
Don't be ridiculous.
Man, don't let's quarrel with Mr. Starr. We want him to be our friend.
Why, how do you mean?
We came to New Mexico to see more than that rocket takeoff.
Oh?
We came to meet you. I believe that you're very interested in space travel.
Yeah, he thinks of nothing else.
Good. Then you're
Come to the point, Anne. Mr. Starr, we have a job for you.
What is it? Miss Vernon?
How would you like to fly our spaceship to the planet Venus?
Unbelievingly, Rocky stares at the beautiful girl in front of him. Is he dreaming, or is this really happening? Be with us for each and every chapter of the new serial. There are thrills, mystery, drama, when Rocky Starr flies through space in the vast unknown that lies outside this world to Destination Venus.